the Japanese Perfection. It's a cocktail that we've created based off of the penicillin, which is our go-to cocktail when we go to a nice bar as whiskey drinkers. As whiskey drinkers, obviously nothing beats a nice, good single malt. But when you go out sometimes, you want something a little bit refreshing, and high-end single malts tend to be very expensive. So a really nice cocktail sometimes really does the trick to offer a little bit something different. To do this cocktail, we are going to start with 2 ounces of
the base
ingredient. The base ingredient,
Japanese whiskey,
is going to be Hibiki Harmony right here. We're going to do 2 ounces of this.
Then you can do Yamazaki 12, you can do Hakushu 12, but with the prices those guys have skyrocketed, this is a perfect, still affordable, somewhat affordable base Japanese whiskey to use.
Absolutely. Yes.
Nice fruit flavors, nice light
works extremely well with the Hakushu as well. So now we have
hits a spot.
Egg whites right here, just from 1 egg. So 2 ounces of the Hibiki Harmony, and the egg whites from 1 egg that we're gonna pour in there. Okay, and we're gonna shake that up nicely without any ice first.
Call that like a dry shake or something like that?
It's a dry shake, yeah. Just to kind of get rid of anything that might be funky with the egg white, right?
Right.
After that, we're going to add some ice cubes to this. All right, gonna put that to the side.
Perfect.
Next, we're gonna have 3/4 of an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. So 3/4, not all the way. Next, we're gonna do 3/4 mixed of honey syrup. So this is half honey and half water. So that's how you make it, half and half ratio. So if you do 1/2 ounce of honey, 1/2 ounce of water, mix it together, that's how you get that. So you're gonna do, it's gonna be 3/4 of an ounce total, so just a little bit of the honey syrup. And for the remainder of the 3/4 of an ounce, you're gonna do a ginger syrup. Now, you could go to your local juicer, or if you have a cold presser yourself, and ask them to cold press ginger, and then you're gonna do the same thing. Half sugar and half of the ginger cold pressed. That's a lot of work.
Getting fancy, dog.
That's a lot of work. Liquid Alchemist basically does that. This is the real deal. It's not cheap, it's expensive, but it's the real deal stuff. It's cold pressed ginger and sugar essentially. And that's all it is, okay? Once you open this, you're good to go for about a week. I'm gonna include that as well. All right, that's gonna add the sweetness to this.
That for a refreshing ginger.
And then we're gonna add 4 drops of yuzu bitters.
These are not cheap either.
These are very high end. This drink is called the Japanese Perfection for a reason.
Yes, sir.
It's because we're including really high end ingredients. And this is Japanese bitters, yuzu. And the brand is called the Japanese bitters. This is gonna run you about $50, but it lasts you a long, long time.
Where'd you pick these guys up? I know they sell them on the Whiskey Exchange and a few UK sites. Where'd you get them?
So I got them actually at K&L locally.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I added 5 drops. So anywhere between 4 and 6 drops works. So I just did 5 drops right there.
Beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna give this a nice shake. I like to give it a little bit of an extra shake, given that we have egg whites in there. So we have a nice, beautiful Baccarat tumbler glass here. What I'm gonna do
Baccarat, baby. Simple.
Is I'm gonna pour a tiny little bit of Lefroy 10.
We do a little rinse. Nice.
Just a tiny little
There it is.
bit of that in there. And we're just gonna swirl it around the glass. We basically want the glass to smell like Lefroy 10. And that's what's gonna add a little smoky element to this. So we're just rolling it around.
Nice.
Making sure that glass really is coated all around. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour that Lefroy 10 out. And if I smell this glass, Mike, you smell this glass? You smell it?
Oh, and guys, that's a great trick to try really with any whiskey cocktail. Lefroy 10 rinse. It does wonders. Similar to like a Lefroy 10 spray.
We have our cubed ice.
I mean sphere ice.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Not cubed, sorry.
Yeah,
Spirit ice.
sphere, so it melts nice and slow.
Absolutely. And going to be pouring this perfection.
Beautiful. That thing is breathing.
And what we're gonna do is you're gonna put a tiny little bit,
Nice, little floater. Nice.
tiny little bit of that Lefroy 10 on top. And look at that gorgeous cocktail right there.
We give you Japanese perfection.
Absolutely.
That is gorgeous.
Tell me how that is.
Oh yeah, that Lefroy 10 rinse, man, it gets your brain going, the senses.
How's that? Perfection?
Bombay.
There you go, guys. The Japanese perfection cocktail.
Perfection.
You guys got everything. Let us know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for any other epic cocktails. Cheers.